Hi everyone, good afternoon. It's afternoon here. Um, I'm at my son's school. I'm doing registration at Clayton County Public Schools at the International Center. So right now I'm trying to provide information on the documents that are required to register your son into the public schools in Clayton County, Georgia. So when you come, you need to come with the following documentations. You come to International Center. That's where they will provide the school requirement for your child, depending on which area you are located or the zip code of your area. So let me just find somewhere to stand. So it's a little bit sunny. So okay, now we're okay. Okay, don't mind me. I'm with my baby here, she's sleeping. Okay, so you need um, the parents or guardians identification documentation. You need a state ID if you have one. You need the driver's license, it's also a form of ID. You need the social security number, though it's not mandatory. The social security number of the guardian is not mandatory, but just in case, you can come with it. You also need you can carry along a passport. Then for the child, you need the birth certificate for the child. You also need social security number for the child or the card. You also need a transcript of the results at the previous school, and you also need an ID card for the child. You also need the final results of the grade year your child was previously.
Yes, I'm just in the front in the parking lot for cars.
The previous result slip
No, I can't
of the child at the previous school.
Near the truck, the big truck.
So those are the main ones. You also need, when you come here to the United States, you need to go through the health district board. Here in Georgia, you go to Clayton County Department of Health Annex. That's where you get your medical slips or your medical result documentation for the school. So the medical slip should provide the physical fitness of the child. It should show the vaccinations that the child has been provided with at the hospital. Apart from that, I don't think I've left out anything. So those are the main ones. So the books and the computer or laptop is provided by the school of the child. The school is chosen or recommended by the Clayton County Public Schools Department, which is the international center. You give them your zip code, they check in the system and recommend which school your child should go to. So the registration is done online. It's an online registration. When you're doing the online registration, always remember to keep the number of the registration you're doing. So it becomes a registration ID number. So once you provide the registration ID number, they will check through the system. If they will need additional information, they will request that you provide it. Other than that, nothing much. It's not so hard as in Africa, where you have to maybe wait for some days. Once you are done with your registration, for example, if you're doing your registration in the morning and you're done with your online registration, you're done with your online registration at maybe 10 a.m. What happens is you can actually go to the school, do the registration with the school, and they can enroll him the very same day or the next day. So my son was enrolled today. He will be coming to school tomorrow. If I had come with him, he would have been in school today. Okay, so I'm just getting in a taxi. I'm going home.
Okay, thank you.
How you doing?
Yeah, we're fine.
Hello. Okay, so I'm home. That's the information I wanted to give out to you today. So I finished my son's registration. His school is scheduled tomorrow. When the registration is done, the county will provide the student or your child with the number of the school bus that will be picking them, taking them to school and bringing them back home. So mostly the requirement is that when they're very young, you need to take them to the bus, and when they're being dropped at home, you need to be there to pick them from the bus. If you are not available to pick them, it becomes a problem. The driver might take them back to school, or other measures might be followed. Or if you are not available to pick them, you instruct someone a day before. If you will not be around or available, you instruct someone to go and pick them. You talk to the driver to say, I'll be unavailable at such and such a time. So this person, the name is this. If ID is required, you provide their ID. They are the ones that will be picking my child from the bus. If they are older, at least they can, maybe 8, 9, somewhere there. They're not so strict, but it's a requirement. It's a school's requirement that a guardian or parents should be present at the time of drop-off or pickup to reduce the risks of children getting abducted or children going unknown places, or maybe they are lost, something like that. So this is the information I wanted to bring to your attention. The requirements or documentation required when you are registering for the school for the academic year, if you've reached at a point where that's when the school year is starting. So those are the documents. If you have a pen, paper, you can write them down somewhere. So that's the information I wanted to bring to your attention today. Make sure you have your ID. One more last thing. When doing the registration, make sure you provide your details, your wife's details, and other guardians that might present the student or your child in case you are not available. So another person should be available to be contacted by the school or the county in case you might be held up at work, or maybe you might be away for field work or some travel. That person will always be there. The emergency contact person should be available. So make sure, even as you are registering that person, you inform them to say, I put you on my son's or daughter's registration as the emergency contact. Sorry for the noise, my baby just woke up. So that's that. For those that want to the documents to be outlined, you can still write or record. Thank you. I will talk to you later. Right now, let me take care of my baby. Okay, thank you. Bye.